Well, I know since we had you on last time that so much has happened with you. So maybe we can start by you telling us a little bit about just what kind of inspired you to be passionate about, kind of not just the pro life issue, but also Christianity and wanting to kind of further God's kingdom.
Well, it's personal connection. I think of Dr. Bernard Nathanson, whom I knew personally, who founded the abortion industry in America. And he said he became pro life and passionately so because of his contact with the unborn child. As a medical doctor, doing research, doing ultrasound, uh, he saw that this was our brother, our sister. So, personal contact with the unborn, personal contact with women who have had abortions, this fires up the soul of anybody who's paying attention. Personal contact, furthermore, when we talk about our passion for the Christian gospel, the personal contact with Christ, the time we spend in prayer, the outreach we make. If we knock on the door, we find out that God has been knocking on the door first to enter into our minds and hearts, to let us know in our lives that He's real. So, over the years, I started really in my last year of high school, and I went to public schools. It was that last year of high school that I began to get more involved in reading the scriptures, going to church, not just on Sundays, but every morning before going to school, and praying more, getting more involved in church activities, but at that same time, getting more involved in the pro life movement. So those two aspects of my calling grew together right from the start.
Wow. Well, maybe you can tell us a little bit about just how you feel like the abortion debate and the kind of the landscape of things in the country has changed since Roe v. Wade was overturned, which was such a great victory and so exciting. But of course, this has gone back to the states, and we've seen some unfortunate losses on our side, and I think Michigan and some other places where they ended up with very pro abortion laws since then. So, what has kind of been your observation of? Where things are looking in the country right now.
Well, the change that happened is monumental when Roe versus Wade was reversed. That this is a sea change, it's an earthquake that I'm convinced neither side, pro abortion or pro life, has fully absorbed. So everyone is still kind of trying to find their footing and assess what situation does this leave us in. When Roe was reversed, people started asking me, well, what is the next step for the pro life movement? And my answer now is still the same as it was then. It's the first step after the Dobbs decision is to make sure we understand Dobbs. And it's to really immerse ourselves in that decision. We were, of course, very immersed in the case from the beginning, and I was very confident as soon as the Supreme Court took that case that they were going to reverse Roe, and for reasons that I articulated throughout the course of the case being argued. But now that we have that change, I don't know that either side or America itself is quite ready. So we have to give ourselves, we got to be patient. We got to give ourselves time to absorb this. As you say, it was returned now to the people. And it's best to think of it not as a vertical change, but as a horizontal change. What